Okay. So everyone has Postman installed, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And we got our endpoint done. And you test them with Postman and everything works, right?
Yes.
Cool. I will. I don't know if you have done this. I actually don't know because I wasn't here. But at some point you should have like study OP and develop something with class, with the keyword class, and make an instance out of the class and so on and so forth. I don't know what you developed this course.
Contact list.
Contact, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you can use that code. I will go in.
So in the Hacker Future Node.js repository, so there's the the week numbers. I think still are like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it's changed now.
Oh, you changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
1, 2, 5.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So week 2, if you go there and code in class, then you'll find the one which we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a class contact list. That's what it's called.
In Node, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I go Node.
Week 2,
Yeah.
Here we go.
class contact list.
Yes.
Class folder.
Yeah, this is what we did.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from here you have to copy the contact.js and the contact list.js. Right? Or should we just leave it?
We had one that was a bit more complete.
You can see if there maybe V3 had something.
I don't know if I am.
No, there's
No.
wait, source.
At some point we had.
Wait. Yeah, in week 3 there is more complex. Class word, source, contact list.
Okay. I think I had one a bit more. Okay, but this is fine. Okay. Contact list. All right. Okay. We can use this one. So if you go here, you can grab this from 31 to 67. From line 31 to 67.
No, it's a different path. Because that.
Then inside source, I create a contact list, JS, and I pass that code in.
Capitals.
Yeah, you remember how you define the file names when you create classes in JavaScript, right? Do you remember?
Yes, the capitals. Last.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So 67.
Probably was like some Node.js module ago that we developed the one that was a bit more with delete and patch.
Yeah, I think it was the one even before this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can use this one because everyone has this one, so we can. Yeah. Okay, so if I just create a new. If you see here, I create a new file in the source folder. Call it contact list, the same name of the class, yeah. And I copy and paste that code, and that's pretty much it. I can do this now. If I do export just in front of the class, I can import. So I can do import, and then I can actually I can do this import statement, and then I can have a contact list. Contact list. Cool. So I imported the contact list class in my you see line 2.
Yeah.
I import the contact list class in my main file index.js. We are. Can I move forward or no? I won't.
Before in the contact list.js,
Yeah.
before the class keyword you say
Yeah, you need to put export here. Yeah, because if you do export there, then you can import
in any
in another file. So you need to have export in front of class, and then that allow you to import from. And then you can also have export default if you want to, but just export would be enough. So the export here in front of the class. This is the equivalent of what you did with module.export, basically. Okay. So then if you do that export, you can. Then in the index.js file you can import what you export, right? With this line import and. Guys, the import-export thing is absolutely fundamental. Like, there's nothing you can do if you don't understand this bit.
when she copy the code, she has different codes. And each time she copies, she has to edit.
So did you copy from line 31 to 67?
Yeah. She has to, the strings, she has to change every time. I don't know if you know some shortcut.
But wouldn't you need the contact class as well? Yeah.
Oh, it's used the contact somewhere here.
We need contact class for this. It's above.
So I think like everything till line 67 would be fine.
That's in other.
Okay. Well, then yeah, then you can copy everything. Why you need contact in there? Instance of contact. Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Okay, so you need to copy everything till line 67. And on top here, you need to change this line from const fs required to fs, and then fs, like that. And the same for utils. So instead of this line, you need to do import statement, and then util, and I can do util here. Okay, and remember to have this export in front of the contact list. Export. Yeah, do the same for util,
Yeah.
and remember the export in front of the contact list.
Both contact and contact list are
No, just contact list. Because we're not going to use the contact. Or maybe we are. Or maybe we are.
Yeah, because
We create a contact.
and
Okay, so also export in front of contact. So remember, export in front of the class contact and the class contact list. And then transform those const fs require in the import.
And it's enough to just put import.
Yeah, then when you
you
yes, then here in the index.js you do also the contact. Yeah.
So each class and how to add this.
Yeah.
That's a way to do it. Then we do the same. Yeah, so do the same for FS. Just like ETL.
So you see this import statement a little bit weird with the curly brace.
Yeah.
Yeah, this curly brace means that I'm importing two bits of this file because I have two exports, one in front of the contact and one in front of another one in front of contact list. So I can have multiple exports thanks to AES6, and therefore I can have multiple imports from one file. Here you see contact list and contact. And if you keep command down in a VS Code and you over to a list to the class, you can actually preview it. You see, if I over this, I will preview the contact list.
Why we use curly braces?
I cannot hear you, sorry. This is the index. Yeah, if you over and you keep on Mac the command down, you will see that it's like previewing. Give you like a code peek into the class.
You write import.
press something.
Command down.
Command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Right.
So you can.
You don't have to write contact also.
No, it's because like this is the file. So this is the file, this one, and in a contact list file, I'm exporting two classes, the contact and contact list. So that's why I have those curly braces which allow me to import two different things in one file. Okay, cool. So, and this is okay. So now we need to create instance of the class is a blueprint. The class is something that creates new instance, right? So now we can create actually our contact list. So contact, my contact list is equal new contact list, and it takes two arguments, file name, and that would be.
JSON.
We can actually say we can write it in here and say my list. It's a JSON file.
Yeah.
Can we save it? So now if I do my contact list and do dot, I should have some methods like for add contact and list. Okay. A property list. Alrighty. The my list JSON file has to be in the dist folder. because remember that this will execute from here, and it will try to read this. You remember that? That we run this file. We develop in this, but we run in this. Therefore, the JSON file should be here in the dist folder. So remember to create that one.
Or if we save the file, then it will also be automatic.
Okay. I always keep forgetting that. I don't know why. Okay.
Yeah, parentheses here and then find the file. Parentheses, quotation marks.
Okay. So the first thing I will do after create an instance of my contact list will be to go in contacts and retrieve all the contacts. And I want to send as JSON. So I will go here and I say my contact list. .list. So now I'm wiring the instance of my contact list into the web server. I'm using both the instance. So the web server you see is like a kind of a wrap around. Okay, get contacts is actually just calling a property list from my instance of the class and return that. So if I stop and start the server and I go here in where am I? Here. And I go here, I should be able to contact empty array. That's excellent because my contact list is empty. So you see, I try to fetch contacts to retrieve all the contacts, and the contacts are empty here. Now watch if I go in the JSON file and I create an object. Just this is like a fake object. Remember that this has to be a JSON. And I do save and I stop and start again. So contact list.
You're storing in the file.
So contact list, when I create a contact list, the constructor should read from the file and fill this. This is always returning an empty array, okay?
We have load,
So we need to fix this.
load method
Oh, we have a load method.
to read file.
Okay, so we need to actually run this load method. This load method will read and fill it to the list. Okay.
Maybe after initializing the list. In the contact list.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And after finding.
yeah. Yes. So if I, oh, what the? Special directory to open my list of JSON. So there is no my list of JSON is there. Why says no file? for file name. Let me give like guys, give me like 3 seconds. I need to debug this first quickly.
Contact list should actually be even above the disk folder in this way.
Check the save file, save
Because when
method.
you're doing the load, you're doing the load from the root directory of the project, not inside the disk folder. When you're doing a read file.
Oh, then I need to fix the path.
Yeah.
Can I do dir name? Like,
Yeah, you could do that, or you can just call a save before you do. You can just call save once, and then it will just
Save
save it.
method.
save once
Save
On-
method.
on the
Yes, that's save.
this one. Okay.
Or might be better, yeah, to add their name. Yeah.
Probably, I think this is like. I think this is better.
And then it will keep it inside the disk folder instead of,
Yeah, I think this should be alright.
It was almost correct,
Okay.
except there was a dot after
This
this.
dot. Express server.
Yeah, that's why I need path. Because a path will allow me to resolve this. So if I do like path.resolve, then I can have a, and I will it will do all the magic I need.
No, I think maybe like in your file name you have the dot slash, and that's it. It's getting that from.
Yeah, but if I do this, it will. It doesn't matter what I do. It will fix it for me. Well, now I need to. I think it's better than I send the code around. I think now this is okay. Yeah. Yes. Why says Marco when I roll this one too? Oh, because probably your contact is age. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'll send you the contact list because there was I want to say bug, but something not exactly perfect. I think it's a text. Yeah. Okay. So basically, there was an issue by reading the file by resolving a relative path. I fixed it and I put the code. You can just copy over the contact list .js file. Okay. So if you start the server and go to contact, you should be able to see. You should, like for example, I just put like a dummy contact for now, just by writing this JSON object. You should be able to. You should be able to see in the browser. Think about that file is kind of your like your database. It's like a persistent storage that you have. We're not doing database now, but that's our like a mini database, just a file on the file system.
It's still empty.
Yeah, did you try to change something in the my list.json?
Yeah, add maybe.
Name age just
Yeah. If you put some name and age there and you restart the server, you should be able to see it in your browser.
So if you do, if you go here, so you save that one, and this is saving here. Perfect. If you stop, or there's like an issue. Oh, this should be an array. No. So, you need like an array of objects. Yeah. So the list is an array of objects. So if you look like, if you are careful, there are two parentheses right. Can I see your? If you go on my list, no, phone number doesn't exist. So you need to move on. No, this one only name and age.
What are you use? Yeah, you send it as a string. Yeah, it's not a string.
Yeah. Need to restart the start as well. It's age should be a string. I think it's what's your number? Yeah, you need to be like cool. Yeah. Try now. Did you copy the new?
But I see I get these maps.
No, that's okay. It's okay. The map, the dot map is fine. Oh, okay. Did you? Okay, that's good. Or you probably copied in the. No, can you click on this one? Can you go on top? Yeah, this is the one. You guys remember that you don't need to copy in the dist folder. You need to copy in the source folder. So the file that I sent, you should copy in the source file. That's yeah.
Don't touch the dist folder. Don't go there.
Just close this person.
You are good? Yeah? Perfect.
Perfect. So now we cheated a little bit because like we modified the .json file manually ourselves. But ideally, I would like to send this over the network, right? I would like to have an endpoint that actually can accept a contact and add to my list. So, question for you guys. What is the right method for creating a new contact? Where I should write my code? Post, yes. So, let's comment this out and let's write it. So, my contact list had a method called addContact. And this addContact will be the request.body. And the body is what I send with the post. It's the data that I send with the post. So now, if I stop and start that one, and what I'm missing here, I would like to, when I send, I would like to have the newest. So I post and then I send back the updated list. Okay. So this add contact, it could do this itself. So it could actually do this and and by doing that we can basically do this. Does it make sense? So this is a method that you see it's taking a contact which will come from here, and is returning. You see this thing is returning the list itself, and that list is what we send back to the contacts. So let's try this out. It's all clear, this. So the only change I did in contact list in the add contact method, if the contact is an instance of content, this is good. Then I push the content into the list, and then I will return the list. This will return the updated list. Okay. And then when I return the updated list, this is what I will send across the network. Because it's nice that when I add, I get like a new list of my updated list. It's not mandatory, but it's a nice thing, because usually when you add the things that you want also like update the UI, and then you need to do a fetch and blah blah blah. Okay, so if I stop and start my server and I go to Postman, I can create. We need to be careful here. So when you do post, you put your URL. This is, guys, this is like, I don't, there will come 400 questions about this. Body, JSON application. You need to pick this. Don't look at my role and then JSON application. Body, role, JSON application. For me, it's already set. Okay. And then your model is like a name, Marco, and age 32. Okay. And then you save this and you send. And I get, this is my list now. Let's say I add another guy called Frank, 39. I save, send. Well, I get this is still my O1. Oh well, I need to save it on file. So
This is
I need.
this is the wrong contact list here, I think.
No, this is alright. This is alright. It's because I'm not saving on a file.
Okay. But this what's in the fourth tab? Like which one are you inputting?
Name, age, call.
Then there is one more contact with capital C, file.
That one.
Which one are you importing in your index fields?
Oh, you are totally correct. I'm on this one, and this is okay. Push that one. Yeah, this is this.
Did you restart your server?
I did. So let me restart that one too, just to be sure. What the? No, definitely not. So that's running. Let me restart Postman. Okay. audio collection one. Just okay. So if I send this, okay, so this is not okay, right? Because I'm sending this object and I'm getting back this one. So obviously there is something wrong. It's not adding to the list. So I need to like debug the contact list. So if I write at the let's say console log here, contact and I start the server and I send again, I should be able to see in my console log. Oh, this is undefined, you see? So there is an issue here. Probably it's not requested body. Oh, the part
body part.
body parts, yeah. So well, by default, Express doesn't include a tool that allows you to parse the JSON. So so we need to add that. I want actually to show you what's in here, because so when I call the contacts from here, this, you see, this is undefined. Therefore, I'm passing undefined into this, and that's not good. So I need to add the body parser, and you do that by find that thing here, and I'll put it on Slack. Okay, so you need to do this npm install body parsers and -s or -- save is the same. Okay? So this also will save to your project. Yeah, that was a good catch. And after you do that, you need to also add it here. Add in your Express project here. And I think that's also you can do with import. Import from. Yeah, and then you also need this those two lines, you see. You need those two lines as well. So I will copy those 3 lines that you need in your project on Slack, okay? Yeah, yeah. I'll show you where. They go in the index here. After you create the app, you see you create an app by doing Express app.
That's a middleware thing.
Yeah.
Remember when we talked about it?
It's a middleware.
About middleware last time? Yeah. So what does middleware usually do? Before you make a request, that request goes through the middleware and then it reaches the actual source destination. Right? The middleware might modify that request, so the server actually understands the request. Right? In this case, it parses the body.
What did we use?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the parts that you only inside my project, not the global.
Yeah. So when you do install, you can do this like npm install body server and -- save, because this is something that is something you want to save in your project. It's not a global. Usually, the global packages are the one that they like Webpack, something that you will use for many projects, right? The node scaffolder is an example. Webpack is another example. Those are tools, right? They are not part of your project itself. This is actually a tiny extension of Express that will allows you to parse incoming requests containing JSON. So if you run again, I don't know if are you done with this or yeah, oh, that's amazing, guys. So if you start again, you should have the server up and running, and then if you send a post here. This one should appear here, and that's correct, and that's correct. So I can remove those console logs. But it's still not writing to the JSON file. And it's because we are updating the list. You see? We are updating the list and we are returning the list, but we are not actually updating the JSON file. There's no code in here that is actually changing that file. So if I start this and I send this, I need to basically save it from a push and return the list.
We call the save method.
Yeah, same method.
You already have the same method.
Save right file.
Okay. So I should do like this, and then
But that returns promise. The same method.
save, return a
Yeah.
promise. Perfect. And then if it's saved, so we can actually return this.
Return the list inside the set.
Yeah, that would be actually a very good idea.
I think this would never work this part. Because this is after return.
Yeah, so we can actually return.
No, but this part wouldn't work, right?
Okay, well, you take the list.
Ah,
You actually you wanna push on the list. You wanna save it. It would be nice actually to do this. This is a bit better. You want to save this list, and then you want to return this promise. Yeah, you want to return this promise, and then here you want to actually take this away from here. And then take a promise here. And then when it's done, you want to send that. Okay. So, add contact. You can remove that. If an instance of contact, and this is, we remember, is a name and age, will push the contact to the list. You see this list.push. Then we take this list and we save it. And the save method will take the list, stringify it, and write to the file. in a UTF-8. The save will return a promise, and then we return this promise also from this add contact in here. You see? And then when return that, then we can do rest send. It would be nice if this would we should actually return a list, and also we should send back the list. So I'm gonna fix this one.
You can still access there, like my contact list of it.
I can just do this. Then let's return list of, return list. So by returning the list which I passed here, I should be able to access here, and then I send back the list. Let's see. Oh, then of undefined. Yeah.
But is this request.body the instance of contact, or
No, request.body is what you're getting from the client.
Yeah.
but,
So
but that's
send
the instance of contact in our method, right?
You're making it an instance of contact by passing it into the constructor, by calling new contact with the request.body.
We made that like before.
Yeah.
But now we are just passing
What
it
you send just an object that contains a name and an age. It's an object. And the contact itself, when you create a contact, it needs an object with name and age. So you just pass that object, and then you just pass it along, and then it accepts the contact. You put it in the contact constructor, and then contact list, and then it just goes with the flow. Right?
So also this could return null. Okay. So I'm expecting that this thing, it's a promise. So let's check first of all with what we grabbed from rack.body. It became more like a OOP class. Okay, so if I do send here, I get, so you see, so this is fine. If I go in and add contact and I log the contact out, and I send it again, this should be a contact. Perfect, you see? So now I can console log the list. What the? Oh no, what's complaining? Everything fine to me. Now I send this. I still have the error, but I should be able to get the list now. I don't know why I'm editing this file. Damn it.
You should just delete that file.
I don't know where is it.
It's in.
No. It's really odd because I'm also editing this one. Also that this is, why is this complaining? Oh, sorry. Okay, well, don't know. Okay, so there's okay. I would like to console log the list here. This dot list should be change the list.
Maybe it's not instance.
So if I send that one, I should be able to see the list somewhere here. No.
It's even before that.
So yeah, probably is returning this node.
You put the handler in index here.
And why is that?
Because you can't add contact dot. Then,
This is contact. This should be instance of contact, right? Because what I'm send here is name and age.
It's not instant. It's an object.
like,
it's an instance of object.
Index, yes, again. You didn't do a new contact.
Yeah,
Only,
you have to do.
request.
It's like we did like this. In
You're totally correct. Sorry.
this,
No.
yeah. No, it's,
Sorry. That's correct.
that's what I was asking.
Oh, yeah, totally correct. Sorry. You should create a new contact with the rec body and pass the contact here. Yes. Yes. Okay, cool. So basically, the add contact return a promises, and then when it's done, so with the wrote on disk, it will return the new list, and then I send the new list back with the rest of send list. I can show you this. I don't know if you know, but you can remove those parentheses, remove those parentheses, and remove those parentheses. Just a bit shorter. So it's in one line. Okay, so now we can add a contact. Okay. So what I will do now, I can create another one. Let's call it Mike. Very old guy. Send, and then we got Mike as well. And this should be also persistent on disk. And you see Marco, Frank, and Mike. So therefore, when I stop and start my server, and I go here and I do a get on the contacts, I should be able to get again all of them. This is just because like my JSON file, it works like a database. It's persistent. Okay. Okay, I'll stop here now. So we did two endpoints. Actually, no one. We did two. We did get and post. Right? Yeah. So try to do that. I'll give you the updated contact list, and I'll send you over Slack. Okay. So you should basically copy over the contact list that I send you on Slack, and then we should be good. I think like I'll give you like 20 minutes for this. So. So I did this one. I did this endpoint. You see get contacts, where I send the list back. And I also did this one, post. So those two, get and post. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
How's it going?
How to get the window where we can see the that's this
No,
node.
it's only send one contact. You won't send
You
the
need
whole
to send?
contact.
And I say send, so I get this. I'm trying to, can I edit here? Is it supposed to?
Send.
This is what you're
Yeah,
sending.
what?
So
This
you
is
only
exactly
send
what I
one
said.
contact. You
Body.
don't send the whole list.
Body, row,
You're sending an array that is, if you send
And
only one
here?
contact.
no text. I said this 2 times. Just, yeah, that one. Guys, when you send, you need to send JSON. Yeah? So you need to instruct post to send a JSON object. Yeah? So you do that with going body, row, and then there is a select box, and you choose text JSON. Otherwise, won't work.
this is the response.
This one.
You have to send
If
it.
I enter, so it should.
No, you don't send like this, you send a JSON, right?
That's-
That's not a JSON.
Okay.
No.
This time I have to write.
No, just an object. No, right.
You just
Send one object, not the whole list.
Yes.
When I enter,
Yeah, this one.
Change it.
So that's what that's what's coming back. Yeah.
So if I go and see the get contact, I should get
So you have like some empty objects there. So it's better that you start from a fresh file. Yeah, just remove all. Save, and then you restart your server.
Just scroll below. I want to see what your post is.
So if you do a get on contact, you should get all the contacts. So that should be empty. Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's yeah, it is empty. That's good. That's really good. So if you do post, then you didn't post anything. Oh, what did you post?
You're not sending
You just post age 20. What did you do? This is name with a small.
So go to raw and JSON in the text sheet. And where it says text. Click on that. And then you write the contact as a JSON contact.
Guys,
got
the model is name and age, nothing else. Name and age spelled with the small letters. Yeah. If you write name with big N, for example, only age will be added. Or the other way around. If you write age with a big A, that won't work.
Send your object from a list.
You send requests.
Yeah.
Is it working? Where you're thinking about now.
Yeah.
Is it running?
If you check the yeah, you do the print. Yeah. So now you have this. Yeah. Yeah, I've already said you said that. So one thing you will
each time I send it, I don't
Yes.
Yes.
Now if you go to the JSON file, remember the JSON file?
Yeah, you can't send the list, you have to send the list.
This is exactly the same. So if you add me, it will also appear here. So now from everywhere in the world, when you deploy this application, one you can add a contact list and it will be saved on your machine.
So now we know your
Just send like just send just send the
Okay, so-
request when you.
yeah.
So you didn't add the last one.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, there also will be. Does that make sense? Okay. Then also, if you do not get contacts, all the contacts, you also can get the entire contact list. Okay. Okay, guys. So 5 more minutes.
Yeah, it's
5-10 more minutes.
just return the list.
Then we need to do one more thing, and then I want to show you something very cool.
Contact list. Yeah, contact list. The one you called.
Yes.
When you create. Scroll up. Where's your contact list? Did you import it? No, it's here. Stay here, but scroll up.
Do Postmas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to be empty. Fair enough. Yeah, so just to the contact list. My contact list, that list. Yeah, enter. Press enter. Read the list. Hold on, enter. Save. Alright. Install the server.
or it's because you are chaining with some text?
Oh wow.
In your index, you're probably yeah. Yeah, if you chain a JSON with a text like this, it will send it. It will send the text.
Now let's go to post.
Yes, try now. Because you were sending text and JSON.
Choose
That, no.
JSON is, and I create a prerequisites JSON object with name and age and with what values you want to add to that. Enclose it. So enter, make it like a beautiful like before. Press enter, it's open.
You're just getting. Yeah, you don't send it. You just get. You just use your. You don't have to copy the body.
Quotation and values quotation as well. So here is the same name. Column is in between. Exactly. And then the name actually.
Do we have a pen or something?
And then age.
Yeah.
No, good application. Sorry.
Thank you. So I've got a few things to done today.
JSON.
Just have multiple bags of this.
Sorry.
Dot one.
Actually, no, sorry. Press. Hey, something wrong. Yeah, exactly. Go up, not up. Actually.
Did you save it?
Did you put config as well? Scroll up. Okay, I that's the save. Scroll down.
Yeah, go to
Use
my
this
register.
faster.
She has some this folder. In the list folder.
I think because the file is
Okay.
just make it
Back to post. Here we go. Let me just see. Constant contact. Alright. Okay, now it's gonna work. Okay, refresh the server. Restart.
so kind of post because empty string is not valid JSON. It's square bracket. That's why mark ordered the contact.
Great. Let's just go post. Try again. Send. Okay. There we go. Now try again. Go to the body and change the name to something else just to see if it works. Michael Jackson. 50. Okay. That's always.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It's working. So if you go now to your JSON file,
And just go to your editor and see
You'll
if
see.
it actually
nothing.
Why?
Because
So just send another one.
it
Change
shows
few things.
the contact list. Should be done there.
Get the things.
And let's save. Hello. Not on contact list. So no, it's not.
Cool.
You didn't update the contact list file. This one, right? Go to Slack.
I can update it.
No, it's not.
The last one?
Yeah. Exactly. Just replace it with the users. So refresh, repeat the whole process. You can do it. Okay, refresh. Save it. Yeah. You do it now the hard way to understand the benefits of actually using the type of method.
Yeah.
Okay, try again to post now. Okay, let's going to check the JSON file now. What does it say?
Okay, it's empty.
Because
Let's
there-
save it.
this is an array and
Yeah.
uh,
We'll just make another request. Run the server again.
Okay, guys, I want to show you those two things. Then it's a little bit of homework as well. We have just 20 minutes now. I've noticed that there are some bugs that I would like you to fix. I'll show them to you, and I would like that you, as homeworks, you fix. So as homeworks, first of all, you need to finish the API. That means that this one would get contact with the contact ID. Yeah, you need to do this, the patch, and so on and so forth. And the idea that you solve this is to create a my contact list dot edit contact. So you go here. So sorry, you go here, and like you have add contact, you have edit contact, right? And so on and so forth. And so here you will write code for edit contact. Okay, and then when you are done here,
but you can imagine that edit contact will take the two arguments. It won't just take the contact body, but it would also take the ID, because which contact do you want to?
yes. So, but before finish the API, you need to do one thing. On contact list, I see that the contact has only two keys here, right? I want that you add email. So I want that you do something like this. Okay? I want that you do that. I want that also this one, your ID will be your email. I think that will be fine. Yeah. So you can you say I wanna have a contact, and I wanna have a contact with this email. So your ID will be the actually email. Okay. What else? There are two issues with this contact list. First of all, you can actually add empty objects. So if you go here and you do post, and you go on body and do that, and you do send, this will work, and it will do add an empty object, which is not okay. So we need to fix that. Moreover, besides don't allow to add empty objects, should also return the correct status code. So that should be 4 or 5, not allowed or something like that. So you should also think in HTTP terms and say, well, I want to do this operation to add an empty contact. That should not be allowed. So you need to find the right status code and return that together with the message. So this should return an error, and this should return a 4 or 5 or something like that. You have the HTTP status code list in a link in the slides. So but should be 4 or 5 or something similar to that, in that range. So that's the exercise. Also, you can do this, and also this should not be allowed.
Maybe
This also should not be allowed. Because like a contact should always have a name, age, and an email. It cannot only have age or a name or only email and name or email and age or name and age. Should
It's
have
about
always
context, right? What can you do with it if you get it?
yeah. You should have always all three. If you don't have all three, you should return an error. I will write all this down, but just I'm telling you. This is extra points. So this is homeworks till now. What I'm saying from now on, it's extra. So if you really want to dig into this, I would like to have a get which takes query params and can search by name. So if I do name, or also in homeworks, I should prevent to add an contact with the same email. So every time you try to add a new contact, you should check if that email already exists, and if it exists, you should return the correct status code. This resource exists or whatever. I can help you with status code.
The email should be unique.
Yeah, exactly. So the email should be unique. No duplicates with the email. Okay. So now, for example, I can do this. You know, Marco is twice. That's not okay. When you have the email should always be one. So the bonus point is this: I should have query params, and the query params are optional parameters, and they come after the question mark. I'm pretty sure you have seen this all over the web. It's
when you search something on Google, that you can see that.
Yeah. So if I go on google.com and you see this question mark CID EMP, this is a query param. The name of the query param is a CID, and this is the key, and this is the value. I would like that you do the same as Google. I would like to search, let's say, by age. So if I do age equal 12 and I do send, it should return.
It's on post right now.
Sorry, on get should return all the. Should return a list of all the items that match that criteria. So if there are many people with age 12, you should return all of them, not only the first one, yeah? All of them. And the same with name. So if I do name Marco, and I do send, it should return 1, 2, and 3 results in an array, yeah? All the time in an array. Also, if it's only one result or 0 results, it should always be an array. Yeah?
So yeah, Mark was telling you that it should be, the result should be in an array. Is there some array function which you can use for this purpose? Which you guys know already? Is there some array function which you can use for this purpose, for searching through filter,
Yeah,
for example?
yeah. And there should be an extension of contacts. So if I don't send any query params, it should work normally. If I add query params, it should filter down with the query params that I have. So basically, you're gonna have an extra step here, filter by query params, and you will fetch the list. And you will do like, contact and return contact dot whatever age, or you need to put some logic here to check which query params are available to you. Yeah.
Can you show how to read query params?
Yes. So how do you read query params? It's the same as before. You do rec.params. No, param. I think.
Params.
It's
Params.
I don't know, but it's still params. I think it's params. And here you have name, and this will be the value of name. Watch out that this could be empty.
So request of params is like an object which is similar to the way you have request of body. Request of body contains the things which you put in the body of the request, and of course params are the ones which are added into the URL of the question mark, etc. So it will just transcribe the key value, and this is again like a convenience which Express is giving to you. If it was like the Node HTTP module, I think you would have had to do a little bit more by hand.
Yeah, would have been much harder. I can show you what this has. So if I do a get here, send. Oh, that's empty. That's that shouldn't be empty. Dash, I think maybe it's param. Or query. Yeah, is query. It is query.
No, it should put it in the second one, isn't it? With the column where it accepts after the parameter. Isn't the first one it doesn't? In the second bit.
Yeah, it's query. Okay. It is query. So it's query. You see? So if I write here name equal Marco here, it will appear name Marco.
So,
and if I add another one with the ampersand, will be age equal 23. If I do send, they will both appear here. Okay, so it's a dot query, the query params, and dot params, the mandatory params. Obviously expressed as a documentation and like 10 years in the industry. So if you Google, you find everything.
So params is the one you take from URL. Like
Yeah, so
yeah.
params will be this, like you see contact ID, it's in params, and query will contain the one with the question mark. And after the first question mark, you can chain the query params with the ampersand. Okay, this is like canonical stuff. You can find it everywhere. If you Google it, you find this. It's quite easy. I can also give you some resources, but it's a standard thing. And this should work on the contacts here, okay? On the contacts endpoint. This is like an option. It's a bit more sophisticated to like filter with optional query params, but it's really nice. It's really important. And it's like super useful because if you build search functionality, that's what you usually do. You use query params to when you have multiple filters and selectors and stuff. Are we good? I'll write this down. I'll write this down again. Yeah, I'll write it as soon as I can. And but this is more or less what you need to do. But what's really important for me, so really need to focus, is to finish the API and remove the bugs. That's absolutely mandatory. And I said this probably many times before. Homeworks are absolutely necessary for you to learn, because if you don't do, like, we cannot. I usually have the tendency to be scared of those very short classes because I cannot give you all the information I need to give you. So I always like, oh, I should have said that, and blah blah blah. But 4 hours per week is absolutely nothing compared to how complex is this topic and how many things there are, also how vast it is, how big it is. So please try to do your homeworks. If they take more than a couple of hours, it's definitely the wrong direction. The homeworks that I do, there are always a tiny modification of what I do in the class. If it takes a long time, it's wrong. I don't give a lot of homeworks. I always give very, very small homeworks. And because from my point of view, if I give you small homeworks and you are interested in this, you will carry on. If you give a lot of homework, you will scared and run away. And I do 2 hours, like usually it's around 2 hours of effort for you in an entire week. So I won't believe that you don't have 2 hours for working this. I won't believe when you say I don't have time or I can find or I'm not believing you. It looks like I'm believing you, but I'm not believing you. I'm just like I'm just let you. I'm me letting you win, okay? But you didn't win. It was me letting you win. All right. Therefore, next time I won't be here. I'm on vacation, but doesn't matter. I'll still check, and the other mentors will check. So please sit down 2 hours and try to solve this puzzle. And I'm okay if you try you don't solve it. It's perfectly fine because I cannot pretend that you understand everything that we do because it's not. This is absolutely not easy.
And next class, I'll be here. So we're just going to go deeper into what we did today. And we're going to add some more things. But like fundamentally, it's going to stay quite much like that. But now you're going to see some more sophistication. So if you don't do the homework, then really like the next class is going to get complicated because you just need to build on top of that. Like, the amount of work that we put in this class, you can't do the whole thing all over again in the next class.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Also, it's the last class, the next one, in Node.js.
yeah.
So you have no holiday time, 2 weeks or so, go across the whole, just from the start to the finish, what we've done in Node.js, from classes to making your own server, get really well accustomed to creating servers from scratch, and creating these endpoints, and then creating more complexity with these servers, adding JSON to edit the JSON files and so on, right? Because next time will be databases. And then the final project will be using everything you learned so far in the end. So you need to get to know everything, to be comfortable at least.
I want to show the last thing. We talked about server. An idea of a server is like a central or like some distributed way computers that you can access remotely, right? And the fact that you are running a server on your computer, it means that other people can access that computer if they know the IP. Just the server, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea of the server is that exactly it can be accessed by remotely, obviously. So in fact, if I go in my network panel and I grab my IP and I go to my computer and I do port 3000 contacts, I get my list. Now, if I pass this on Slack and you click on that things, you will see my list. So my computer will access as a server to you. So your request will go through our local area network. It will travel, and the router will find my machine. It will forward their request to my machine, and the machine will answer to you over the network. So it's not only me accessing through localhost, which is like an internal network loop into my machine, where my computer is both the client and the server running at the same time on the same hardware. But it can also be a real server where other clients in the network can actually access my computer as a server, right? Obviously, that's the whole idea. And if I will deploy this application somewhere on internet and have like a public IP, everyone in the globe could actually access my contact list. Now we can access because we are on the same network, and the gateway inside the router is able to resolve the IP address and forward your request to the right machine, which is my computer. So this is like a micro internet, right? Because it's not a public application. And the same, if you share your IP address, I could access your contact list from my machine and so on and so forth.
Okay,
Well,
a list of cool videos from Khan Academy, showing you networks and everything.
Yeah, well,
you'll love that.
I will make more videos on my YouTube channel. Just like I generally don't have time. That's the only reason. But I enjoy doing it, and I will put more effort after vacation.
This lecture is on video. So
this lecture is on video, so